is without considering the flow from free catchment area, without considering the rise in annual rainfall. And one more aspect is that there is the confluence effect that is considered in hydrodynamics. When two rivers meet each other at the point of confluence, they hit each other's flow and they reduce each other's velocity.
Okay.
Velocity of the water is reduced. So that reduction in velocity, sudden reduction in velocity, creates back pressure on the upstream of every river.
Further back, okay.
Yeah. So the water level, flood level, rises on the upstream of both the rivers. So this confluence effect also is not considered while working out the flood levels. So the study they have conducted for this project is a complete eyewash.
So
It's
why
absolutely
are they being allowed to go ahead with this with so many people, so many bodies that exist? I mean, explain this to me like a 4-year-old, because you have been working on these causes since a long time. I think you've been studying this river since 2008 or so. So why, after all this information being provided to them, they still want to pour concrete and still want to reclaim this land, and maybe these so-called bodies, whether they are National Green Tribunal or whoever, don't want to take this into account when the science is given to them.
Yeah, it's a very simple science actually. I mean, even a child can understand
Yeah.
that this
Because this is fifth
going
standard
to
physics.
cause catastrophic
Yeah.
reduction in the width of any channel will lead to rise in flood levels. It's very simple. But this has been consistently ignored because of pressures from central government. Let us be very clear and candid about it. The consultant of this project is the consultant of Central Vista, is the consultant of Banaras Ghat, and is a consultant of many Sabarmati riverfront development, which is a great failure on its own. Sabarmati is not a river. It's not flowing. It's a stagnant body of water. Because there is a barrage constructed at the end, which has stored water in Sabarmati. So the water is not moving at all. It's a stagnant water in Sabarmati. And on the top of it, the water itself is not from the catchment of Sabarmati. There is a canal flowing on the upstream of Sabarmati riverfront development. The canal is from Narmada river, and that Narmada canal water is borrowed for this project.
And it seems the canal water is good, but the Sabarmati is now the second most polluted river.
Second most polluted
river in India because of these stupid things where they put barrages and still pour sewage into this.
Water is not moving. The dissolved oxygen levels are very poor. There is humongous growth of water hyacinth in Sabarmati, and that consultant is given this project because of whatever reasons one can imagine. And see, even if we consider, I mean, wrongfully consider that Sabarmati is a successful project, the same model cannot be copied everywhere. Sabarmati, rainfall is too low. Here we have very heavy rainfall in comparison if compared to Sabarmati. Sabarmati has the immediate upstream dam at a distance of 130 kilometers at Dharoi.
We are here at 7 kilometers.
6 dams we have. So Sabarmati situation and Pune river situation is totally different, and we are copying that Sabarmati model on Pune.
But let's for a while go ahead with this business of whatever they're doing, and they keep telling us that they're doing the best for the city and whatever. But if I look at it from the point of view of Sabarmati, for instance, becoming the second most polluted river in India, and you look at it from that point of view and you try to look hard and you say, okay, I go to a toilet, I do my business there and I press the flush. Where does this water really go? Where has it been going for 70 years that we have had Pune? We have had this system.
In the rivers. And it is, see, water flows by gravity. That's a law of nature. The question is whether we treat that sewage or not.
So in 70 years, we haven't been able to figure out what we are supposed to do to treat our sewage and repurpose it. And we dump it in
I'll give you the calculations. I'll tell you the calculations as far as Pune city is concerned. as far as the Oxford of the East is concerned. 732 MLD, million liters per day.
That's 73 crore liters.
Water supply
Uh,
from irrigation department to Pune city.
okay.
Okay. In addition to that, we are extracting 310 MLD groundwater. So the total water consumption in Pune city is 2042 MLD.
So 1732 from irrigation.
MLD from irrigation department,
And
310 is groundwater extraction.
so this is about 200 crore liters of water.
Whatever.
Yeah.
This is million liters.
Million
per
liters. So
day.
you take off a zero, it's a crore.
Out of that, 80% gets converted into wastewater. So 80% of 2042 MLD is 1634 MLD. So that much is the sewage generated every day in the city of Pune. As of now, 70 years almost after freedom, and we have sewage treatment capacity of 477 MLD. So we are hardly treating 29% of the sewage we are generating.
But there was talk 8 years ago of something called JICA.
I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Because of this untreated sewage which enters into the rivers directly and flows down further to Ujni Dam, the entire Ujni Dam is polluted, highly polluted, toxically polluted. The fishermen are having multiple skin disorders and kidney stones, digestive disorders, multiple disorders, health problems are there, not only in humans but in cattle also, because groundwater is also polluted on the downstream of Pune. And for that, city of Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad is responsible. We must take that responsibility. Now, coming back to JICA, as you mentioned. This JICA project is...
So let me understand this a little better. About 70% of Pune's residents, whatever we do, whether it's use the toilet, whether it's the washing machine water, whether it is whatever it is that we are doing, whatever activities we do, our bathing, whatever, all of this is flowing into the river.
Yes.
Everything is flowing.
A single drop of water that you consume, even if you use it to wash your cars, is going to flow to the rivers. Sometimes through the drain pipes, sometimes on the surface, or maybe through it goes down, percolates into the ground, and then flows to the river.
So what is the deep impact of this? I mean, is it
The
polluting
deep
our
impact is
groundwater?
simple. Deep impact is simple. Extreme pollution in the rivers.
So then we are going to be drinking the same pollution again, aren't we? After some
After
time.
treatment, but we are lifting water from on the upstream of the city. We are lifting water from Khadakwasla Dam.
But there is reports of that also getting.
Yeah, that also is getting polluted because of some villages and resorts on the upstream of Khadakwasla Dam.
Who release their sewage, raw sewage into.
Yeah.
So what we are doing to others there is coming back to haunt us.
Not to that scale.
Not to that scale.
Yeah. Not to that scale.
But you were telling me about JICA.
Yeah, JICA is there. That word of JICA we are hearing since last more than 10 years. They should have started the project in 2015. But even after 8 years, not a single construction under JICA. It's a project of sewage treatment plants, some 9 sewage treatment plants.
850 crores, somebody said.
Yeah, earlier it was 850 crores. Now it's around 1700 crores.
Will it solve the problem?
I'll come to that. So under JICA, they are proposing additional 396 MLD STP capacity. As of now, we have 477 MLD. 396 under JICA. Even land acquisition for JICA project is not yet complete. And over and above that, there are few more STPs which are 132 MLD. So total STP capacity in Pune will be 1005 MLD after a few years, maybe after a decade. Don't know exactly when, because of the delay by the corporation itself. So 1005 MLD will be the sewage treatment capacity after quite a few years. And as of now, we are generating sewage of 1634 ml. So even if we consider, take into account the treatment capacity in future and compare it with present sewage generation, there is a deficit of 629 ml.
Is JICA the fix? Like what I heard is that they were going to lay 3 pipelines in JICA, and one pipeline was supposed to be the pipeline which they would use as a maintenance or a standby pipeline. And then the corporation said that we will do the
That could be
ongoing.
that could be an issue of laying pipeline.
Anyways,
I'm
whatever
talking
it
about
is, yeah.
treatment. Pipes
Will
are
it-
not going to treat
Will,
this
will,
sewage.
will we go with JICA and then maybe add in another 477 MLD and fix this problem?
You need space for that. You can't build STPs in air.
So we are.
You have to have reservations for sewage treatment plants in the city, which you do not have.
Why have we made such a mistake in 7 decades? We were never able to see this coming, or
This is the mistake of the urban planners, the planners who have created the development plan of the city.
so how do we fix it now?
Some of the issues are irreversible. For that, maybe we will have to go for decentralized sewage treatment plant.
It might make
So
sense
that
to do
was,
that.
and forget about that. We are increasing FSI like anything.
Yeah, three now. Yeah.
Four.
Four. Yeah.
So more the FSI, more is the demographic stress, population
Yes.
density in that.
More
area.
water consumption,
More water
sewage
consumption,
generation.
more sewage generation,
More
more
garbage
garbage
generation.
generation, more energy consumption.
So for people
So
who
it's
don't
a-
know,
it's
we
a
consume
multiplying problem.
2,000 tons of municipal solid waste per day as of today. And then they are saying they're going to bring the cantonments into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the cantonments where the FSI was whatever it was.
They want to increase
they
that
had 10,000 people to a square kilometer in the cantonments. You cross one street and go into Bhavanipet, there's
Yeah.
70,000 people
Yeah.
per square kilometer. Does this even make sense?
It doesn't make any sense. This is our journey towards implosion.
So what will happen? Will one climate event then take down the river, take down these embankments, take down everything, and then maybe we will go and break the concrete and restore the floodplain? Will that happen? Does that look like the eventual destination of these projects to nowhere?
It can happen anytime. It can happen anytime. In fact, in many countries where the rivers were channelized, the channelization is being removed. See, perennial rivers and seasonal rivers are two different types of rivers.
They're two different creatures.
In perennial rivers, the water level is almost same. So in European countries, which are perennial rivers, they have channelized it. Our rivers are seasonal rivers. The peak flow and lean flow, there is a huge difference between the peak flow and lean flow of our rivers. And you have to take into account the peak flow,
Okay.
whereas they have not done so.
What would you have to say to those people who say no, you're against development because you're opposing this project without any basis? You don't understand. You're an elitist architect or an elitist economist who sits around and studies data and then comes up with
First
these.
of all, forget about development. My question is first existence. If you want to enjoy any development, you have to survive. Now this is a question of survival of the city. The project itself says, I don't say that the flood levels are going to rise by 5 feet. The DPR says.
How
I
have
don't
they,
see.
how have they figured that math out?
They have conducted some hydraulic study. In their study itself they have shown
That the quantity of water,
level of
water,
will rise by 5 feet.
but maybe they're considering the same quantities.
Same quantity.
Yeah.
Same
Because
quantity.
if you are looking at 37% rise in rainfall,
It will be more. This 5 feet also is on much lower side because they have not taken into account climate change, because they have not taken into account confluence effect, because they have not taken into account the flow from free catchment area. So 5 feet का 15 feet हो जाएगा.
and then the corporation building could go down in water, maybe.
Yeah, but basement of corporation building definitely will go down. Many houses, thousands of houses will be submerged. So this is only one aspect. Okay. Now there are multiple aspects. As I said, I've shared the figures of pollution with you.
Hmm.
We also have discussed the flood aspect. Now, the other aspect is uh, depletion of groundwater.
Hmm.
Now, in this project, they are proposing RCC embankments on both the banks.
Hmm.
See, a river is connected to groundwater table through aquifers. There are two types of aquifers. Some aquifers bring water from the hills and mountains to the river, and some aquifers take river water away from the river to wells
And
borewells
recharge
and recharge the groundwater. So there are recharge zones as well as discharge zones. Now with the RCC embankments on both the banks, these aquifers will be perpetually disconnected from the river.
Where will that water go?
It will not go anywhere. The aquifers will be sealed, they will be plugged with the RCC walls.
Isn't that a very bad thing to be doing? Are you even thinking
It's,
about
it's,
it as
it's ridiculous, it's stupid, it's very unscientific. So they are going to kill those aquifers, which is going to deplete the groundwater perpetually, and downstream side the problem will be more. Even within the city also, there will be the groundwater will be perpetually depleted.
But a lot of people argue that in any case you get so much rainfall, it carries all the everything through, and then after that, what difference does it make anyways? Not many people are aware of the fact that Ujni is kind of carrying Pune's pollution load,
Yeah.
kind of carrying Pune's sewage load.
Yes.
Ujni has become more the receptacle, the septic tank.
Absolutely, septic
the
tank
septic
of
tank
that's the
of
right
this.
word you have used. Absolutely.
So if I was to say that you get like untraveled powers, you get 5,000 crores, 10,000 crores. Not many people know that Pune Municipal Corporation budget is 10,000 crores, and they are additionally picking up 5,000 crores for this. Or Maharashtra government budgets are about 5.5 lakh crores. Mumbai budget, for instance, is 52,000 crores. So suppose I were to give you untrammeled power and control over this budget, what would you really do to fix the problem?
See, rivers are actually beautiful on their own. It's us who have damaged the rivers. It's us who have made them ugly. We need to do only two things. Remove all encroachments from the riverbeds and do not discharge a single drop of untreated sewage into the rivers.
But even treated sewage will cause damage, won't it?
No, if it is treated properly, where are you going to discharge the treated sewage? Then
Perhaps
we
you
need to have.
repurpose it for construction, repurpose it for
But that is that.
industry.
No, that's then the cost will go too high. That is too ambitious. I would appreciate if we are able to treat our sewage to that level, but that is too ambitious. Forget about that. Right now, at least we should be able to treat our sewage so that at least fishes will survive in that water.
Yeah, they say there was
At least
60
water hyacinth will not grow in that water.
There were 65 species of fish in
Now hardly
1960.
two species, tilapia and mango,
Yeah.
which are non-native. So at least we should treat the sewage to such a level that some fishes will survive in it and the rivers will be healthy. At least it will not stink, so that water hyacinth will not grow in that.
How much would you estimate this will cost?
I don't know how much it will cost.
Will it cost 5,000 crores?
No, could be, yeah, but that is a handsome amount for this. That's a handsome, it should be sufficient. And remove all the encroachments. Let the rivers flow on their own,
And they will come back to life.
and they will come back to life. They will give us life. Not only they will come back to their own life, but they will give life to us. That is very important. I think let us stop.
I think this
Yeah.
is